Yo, what up guys? Welcome to Jack's Off to another adventure. So right now I am in Stockton, and when I started making videos of Chinatowns throughout California, Stockton's Chinatown was actually one of the first ones I've made. And even though it's no longer a very active Chinatown, there's still a lot of people associated with this community. And I was very lucky to meet one of them. And today, that person has hooked it up for us to check out the inside of this building right here. The Confucius Church, the Chinese School, and the Chinese Association all in one. So if you're curious to see what's inside here, then join me as Jack's off to a Chinese building here in Stockton's Chinatown. Let's go. And here's Mike.
Hey, how's it going, Jack?
The guy that got me in here. This guy, the ambassador of Chinatown. He's here to show me what's going on here, Mike.
So what this is this is the open house for the Chinese school in Stockton. So it's the Zhonghua Chinese School in Stockton.
Oh wow.
So this school was going on consecutively for over 93 years until COVID hit. So they are reopening. We're reopening for the first time in 2 years, and it's the demand and response has been phenomenal. We were hoping to get about 10 students signed up. So far, 20 students have been signed up. We've got another 2 hours of open house, so a lot of people are coming in, and I think what's happened is a lot of new Chinese immigrants. In the past, they go to the Bay Area, but the Bay Area is so expensive now. Now they're going to the outskirts, of like Stockton, Manteca, Tracy. So there's a lot of actually new immigrant Chinese here in Central Valley because it's much cheaper to live here.
Do you know what demographic are they, like Mandarin speaking or Cantonese speaking?
They're mostly Mandarin speaking from China. Just like in Chinatown, San Francisco, most of the new immigrants now are Mandarin speaking.
Okay.
So this is the Chinese school that I went to personally myself.
Oh wow.
So
ages ago, I'm guessing.
we're talking about in the 70s.
Oh wow. We got an OG Chinatown guy here.
And this place brings back a lot of great memories.
Was it like this exactly when it was in the 70s?
Nothing has changed, Jack.
Oh wow.
Nothing has changed.
So these are the original window. I think they're single pane.
Yeah. 100 years old, Jack.
They look new though.
Well, these windows.
Oh.
I didn't know how. I don't know.
I think you just pull all three.
Oh, great. See, and then these are the original window that rolls up.
Wow.
So Jack, this is exactly the same windows
That you sat through?
that I sat through. Exactly the same, man.
Wow.
Oh my God.
And I'm guessing back then that was where Chinatown was also, right? Before they had the freeway?
That's where Chinatown was. Literally where that freeway is. Where those cars where Chinatown was. Unfortunately, the county and county of San Joaquin and city of Stockton decided to put this horrible freeway right through Little Manila, Chinatown Stockton, and also Chinatown.
So here you go, a Chinese classroom. Wow.
I have never been on a donkey in my life.
So first time? How does it feel first time?
It feels surreal. When it was recess time, I'm shocked that this bell still works.
Get back to work.
This bell is probably over 100 years old.
Oh wow.
And it still works. This is very special here.
We got a lot more old stuff, but it was moved down to the museum.
So if you look at this stuff right here, Jack, you're talking about stuff that's easily 70 to 100 plus years old. These books. Wow. look at this. I mean, there's tons of journals here that are just super old.
Yeah, it was hard to move it out.
The Republic of China. Memoirs of a Chinese Revolutionary. This is history. This is written by Sun Yat-sen.
I ended up finding out that Sun Yat-sen actually came to Stockton. Sun Yat-sen actually came to Stockton to fundraise. So he went to Stockton, Sacramento, Marysville. He came to all these different Chinatowns throughout the United States to fundraise to fight the dynasties.
These are stuff I used to see when I was a kid, but nowadays my Chinese has deteriorated. And what the hell? Graffiti? I used to draw in books when I was a kid too. Don't tell that to my old principal, but yeah.
I think it's old printing.
Or old printing. Look at that, Jack.
Because
Look
Look at that. It's old printing machine.
Whoa. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, because the rubber got hardened.
This is education, wartime education for middle school and elementary school.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder what this is. This is a lantern, right?
Look at this lantern. Look at check that out.
Wow.
Let's see if the bathrooms have changed.
For the first time ever, I'm going to a girl's bathroom. No, I'm not. This is kind of awkward. I'm filming Mike going into a men's bathroom. Oh, they still have this.
Nothing's changed.
Well, so the bathroom was a lot nicer than the ones we had in Zhonghua, Zhonghua.
Oh, they're nicer than the ones in San Francisco?
Yes. For reference, in Zhonghua, Zhonghua, we had a huge, long urinal, and that's where the boys would have peeing contests. But over here, you have actual toilets and privacy. Wow.
So this is the museum project that's been done by the old volunteers of the Chinese Benevolent Association. And I think what really needs to be understood that the majority of work that was done here was done by 70 to 90 plus year old men and women.
Wow.
They laid all this floor, they painted all this stuff, put up all these lights, they did all the wiring.
Wow.
They did all this. These are 70 to almost 100-year-old people who did all this. The majority of work was done by them. So here are some, the museum's starting to come together. If you look here, there's some of the artifacts. There's
the gongs. These must be the bugles from the old drum corps. The OG pics of Chinatown.
I mean, this must have been one of their phones.
Oh, wow.
So the dial, you would just.
That's crazy.
That's one of the old phones.
It's the one that you gotta talk to operators to get connected
Hello?
to.
Wait.
Wait.
Finger.
I don't want. They call it. 1920 to 1930, they had documented everything. Stockton, China War efforts.
Wow, that must be during World War II, I think. Maybe.
I know China War. I mean, let's take a look.
Oh.
Look right here, Chinese Rice Bowl Party tonight. There's a Rice Bowl Party that they're talking about.
These were the beauties of the 40s. Check it out, guys.
Wow. Oh man, this was in Stockton. Thousands of Stocktonians are expected in Chinatown tonight and tomorrow night as the Chinese of the city climax their fundraising campaign to raise money for the sick and homeless of China with a presentation of the gigantic Rice Bowl Party. This is what got leveled.
Pre-freeway, yeah.
It's pre-freeway.
So this used to be old Chinatown, guys. Look at all those people down there.
So we're gonna go up here. We're gonna go check out the theater, or not the theater, but the film room.
Wow, the old stuff too. You got the reels. Nowadays it's all digital.
Yep.
Wow.
No HD here.
Wow, even the calendar's from 1973.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you read here, you get the heartbeat of every week. Gossip columns, who's doing what, who's doing. And we got artists. One of the Chan's brothers is an artist. He had all his drawings. His drawings are perfect. They're all in there too. So it is really something for people to spend time here if you really want to know the heartbeat of Stockton. So actually, this is the room Wow. Really came from the Lease Association. He's just helping us do the Cancho work. So some of these are museum stuff that someday is going to go back to that room. Wow. Come back over here, but these are pretty old. So
Wow.
I don't know whether you want to give these away or not. And then of course this is the more here.
So after walking through the gates, you have pictures of very OG Chinese people here that are part of Stockton, I guess. And something very interesting they were talking about, this guy right here, Doctor, supposedly he delivered most of Stockton's Chinese people back then because he was the only one that spoke Cantonese and English, which is very interesting. And here is the auditorium. And then over here we have a statue of the one and only Sun Yat-sen. Let's check it out, the golden statue of Sun Zong-san. Alright, so aside from getting a VIP tour of this amazing Chinese building, I was also there to help out with a special project. If you've watched my video on Stockton's Chinatown, you will see that this area is pretty run down. As mentioned before, the city decided to build the crosstown highway right smack in the heart of Chinatown in the 60s, which wiped out most of the local Chinese businesses. The Chinese that lived there eventually assimilated elsewhere, which is why Stockton's Chinatown has deteriorated into what it is today. So Mike, the man that got me into this building, grew up in Stockton's Chinatown and wanted to record as much oral history as possible to preserve the memories of what was once the third largest Chinatown in California. He invited a few OGs that grew up in Stockton's Chinatown as well to share their stories of what life was like back in the days. I was there to help Gary, who's an actual videographer and not some no-name casual YouTuber, And once he's done putting the video together, I will share with you guys.
But Chinatown was such an interesting place. It's just a block from here, so we had a lot of things. I think way back then, I mean, we had the herb stores, the grocery stores, cafes, restaurants. I mean, there's a lot of things that were going on there.
I wasn't old enough to get a job, so I had to work at my dad's supermarket, at his poultry market, and that's dusting and sweeping and helping mother cook dinner for the family.
I was in the service 6 years during Vietnam.
We have very fond memories of growing up here. Also going to Chinese school 6 days a week, Monday through Friday after regular school.
They would say they have to go get water for their ink box, and they would rub it on the knob before they go out to get it. And then they knock on the door and the teacher has to open the door and they get ink on their hands. I said, I saw that.
Well, I honestly did not feel that I've been discriminated against, during the service or at any time, really.
Oh, there's just so much to tell that you can't tell it in a short time like this. I could be here all night.
And those were fun times.
Some of their stories and perspectives are very interesting and you do not want to miss it. And with that said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time, 好，我要 OK and jacks off.